A question that many of Afghans ask me to want me to ask you. They said, why President Biden not warning the Taliban that if any of U.S. citizens or Afghan allies are hurt or killed after our departure from Afghanistan, their leadership will be targeted, just like ISIS was targeted recently?
Nazir, thanks for the question. I think the president has been very clear that what our expectations are once this retrograde is complete with respect to the safety and security of American citizens. I mean, I think we've been very clear about that. And as you heard Secretary Blinken say, we're going to continue to pursue a variety of means to help those Americans who want to get out after we are gone, get out. Yeah, Tom.
You talked about flights heading to Dulles and Philly. Can you give us a sense of how many people are on those flights and the breakdown of Afghans in the U.S.?
I can't give you the, by manifest, so what we think is of today's 17 flights, 3,700, the majority of those are Afghans. Now, as a priority at these lily pads that are done are immediately to get the American citizens there first, and then, other green card holders on those pieces. But the majority of the flights today of those 17 are Afghans.
Now, I understand the congressional people are being briefed that you're starting to destroy munitions as well as equipment. Can you give us a sense of that effort?
At Kabul? Yeah. What I go back to is commanders on the ground retain that authority and the capability to remove or destroy equipment and weapons to ensure that those don't fall into the hands of anybody else.
Well, are we going to get an accounting of what has been destroyed, let's say Blackhawks or other equipment?
I think when the time is right, we'll be able to try to help better flesh that out. Time's not right for that right now, Tom. Barb.
Two quick questions, if I may. On the strike against the vehicle, the Central Command talked about secondary explosions, I think, in that, but do you actually have visual evidence that there were secondary explosions? Are you convinced that there were? Because that seems to be one of the potential contributing factors to civilian casualties. So are you certain there were secondary explosions?
Yes.
I just have a follow-up on a different part of this. Can you say how you're sure?
No.
My other question then is this: as we inevitably come down to the final hours, what advice or thoughts for American passport holders or green card holders who might be trying to get to the airport and get through? Is there still time for them?
There is still time, and the State Department is in touch, we know, with the additional American citizens. Again, given the tense security environment that we're dealing with, I think it'd be better to just not talk about it much more than that. But they are in contact. Court.
What do you mean by there's still time that flights will continue tomorrow on the 31st?
I'm not going to get ahead of the actual operational schedule, Courtney.